Time of first pitch, 84 degrees. Partly cloudy. We like to say partly sunny here in Baton Rouge. This one missing high and outside, and quickly Anderson in the driver's seat here. Blake Money looking for his first strike. It's 3 balls, no strikes.
Georgia with 9 hits in last night's game. Ben Anderson was 1 for 5 at the top of the lineup.
Led off the game with a base hit in game 1. There's a strike on the outside corner. The 94-mile-an-hour fastball now makes it 3-1. Anderson, prototypical leadoff hitter. He's a good one. Batting .295 coming into today. Leading base stealer for the Bulldogs. Fouls this one back. Fills the count now 3-2. Rotolo's foul ball. Brought to you by Rotolo's Pizzeria. They got the dough you really want. Come on in, have a drink or two. They'll fix you up something new. Slide into a Rotolo's near you. Anderson, the left-handed hitter. Money, the right-handed thrower. Payoff delivery, and again sends it back into the screen. Stays alive, does Anderson. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. Fighting Tiger Baseball here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Your home for LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball. The LSU Sports Radio Network. And streaming on the LSU Sports mobile app.
Just underway, top of the first inning. Anderson at the plate, leadoff hitter for the Dogs. The 3-2 sails outside, and Money delivers a base on balls, and Anderson will head on down to first base. Georgia early in last night's game, Buzzy, had a lot of success getting the leadoff men aboard. In fact, in the top of the first inning, they left the bases stranded, came up empty-handed after Mikhail Hilliard got dialed in and punched out the final 2 batters to end it there in the top of the first. In fact, Georgia had bases loaded on 2 occasions, came away with 0 runs. But that's not the odds you want to put and have to battle each and every inning.
Yeah, and you don't normally say that something that happens in the first inning is a key part of the game, you know, moving when you look at the whole of a game. But that was probably the turning point of the game in that first.
This one lifted in the air to left. Stevenson going back on the track at the wall. And this one is going to get just over the fence. And Corey Acton gets Georgia on top quickly, 2-0. Here in the top of the first inning, Acton with just his 2nd home run of the year. Just got it over the fence in left field. Stevenson gave it a look, went up in the air, but out of his reach. And the Bulldogs draw first blood, 2-0.
Ball right there that kind of surprised me is it just kept carrying and you thought Stevenson had it. Well, he did have a beat on it, but you thought he was going to make the play, and I think he would. He just ran out of room. He was just kind of kept carrying and got into that first row.
2nd home run of the series for this Bulldog club. So now we'll see Connor Tate. First delivery, a called strike, and it's 0-1 from Money. Tate with a home run last night to tie the game 2-2. Has 6 homers on the year. Money delivers. Fastball, swing and a miss. Gets ahead 0-2. Money, the 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball slapped in the air to center field. Cruz going back, now running in. He'll have it for out number 1. Talk about the leadoff man getting aboard. Pitchers, Buzzy, as you well know, talk about leadoff walks. Solo home runs won't kill you, but you lead off with a walk, and then Acton delivers the long ball, and suddenly it's 2-0. Corey Collins out of Sewanee, Georgia. Another left-hander in this lineup. Stands in. First pitch, takes a swing, comes up empty. It's 0-1.
Well, in a game like we think that's going to happen today, when you're facing a guy like Cannon who has a sub-2 ERA, you would think runs are going to be at a premium for LSU, and so you want to keep the game as close as possible. Leadoff walks is not great. Ball fouled off there by Collins, but you don't want to give this Georgia team, who's a good team, ranked 5th in the SEC in hitting, you don't want to give them too many free passes. You want to make them earn everything they can get.
0-2 the count to Collins. Money delivers way upstairs. McManus has to rise and can't glove it. Gets away from him. Now the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Collins, a member of the all-freshman SEC team last year. Again, has power to all areas of the field. Dangerous hitter as he slaps this one. It'll drop into right field. Especially as he was about to make his return coming off injury. And the first delivery is right down the pike. Fastball at 94. And it's 0-1 to Pearson. So he's seen a little bit of the fastball. Cannon will live 93 to 96 with the heater. The 0-1 misses high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It'll be interesting to see that pitch there at 91 miles an hour. Was a little bit of like the cutter. As we know, he has that in the arsenal. The fastballs sit at 95 miles an hour. The cutter more 91, 92.
This one fouled down the first base line, or rather third base line. It'll make it 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pearson. Another Rotolo's foul ball.
Thought you made a good point, Chris, about the pitch count and really keeping an eye on that today, as he didn't have a ton of pitches last week against Alabama. See if LSU can't work him and get him deep into a count.
Shift is on defensively for the Dogs. Right side of the diamond as Pearson tries to go opposite field. Lifts this one high down the line in left. And it drops at the bottom of the wall in fair territory. Gets away from Connor Tate, who has to chase it near the bullpen. And Pearson could not place that ball any better than he did at the bottom of the fence between the 330 and the white fair line. Wow. Leadoff double for Pearson.
You could stand 20 feet away from where that ball hit with a bucket of balls and try to throw it in that spot, and I don't know that you could. I thought off the bat initially it was no way that ball could stay fair, and it just hung up, stayed straight, and almost left the ballpark.
Get Pearson going opposite field. To say the least, he beats the shift there. Pearson with his 5th double of the year. He stands down at second base. The Tigers get going out of the gate here. Cruz, big swing, misses on the cannon delivery at 95, and it's 0-1. Cruz last night came into the game 0 for 5 on Tuesday against UNO over in New Orleans. Started out the game 0 for 2, and then absolutely crushed a baseball over the left center field wall for the home run. 108 miles an hour off the bat. Is that one a strike on the outside corner, and Cruz behind 0-2.
Well, I'm sure there's a bunch of guys. Well, I shouldn't say a bunch. I'm sure there's a few guys throughout the country that you don't want to face after being 0 for 7. Cruz would be at the top of the list, I would think, and he certainly made Georgia pay last night.
Pearson with a leadoff second. Cannon will glance back there. Now the 0-2. Chopping ground ball towards short. Backhanded pick by McAllister. The throw to third. Tag applied by Harbor. And they'll get the lead runner in Pearson for out number 1. Pearson was often running the ground ball to the left side of the diamond. McAllister with a nice little pick with a backhand and had no doubt where he was going with the baseball.
Yeah, that's just a freshman mistake. As much talent as young Pearson has, and he'll learn from it. You know, that's what young freshmen have to make mistakes at times, and they'll only get better from it. But ball in front of you, all you little leaguers, anybody that's watching, anything in front of you, if you're at second base, it's not a force at third. You can stay put, let the shortstop make the play across the diamond, and get the out there. Don't run into the first out at third base, which is exactly what Pearson did.
We'll see Jacob Berry now stand in against the right-hander. He'll bat from the left side, and Cannon like the cutter there for a strike. It's 0-1. Cruz aboard out of fielder's choices at first base.
Early in the game, but those are just little things. You know, the leadoff walk in the first 2 by Money, and then gives up the homer.
Cannon misses outside to Berry. 1-1.
Would have only been a solo homer if not. And then right there, a play that's in front of Pearson and ball that's hit hard, but just runs into an out at third base. And when you're facing a good guy, when you're facing a good team, really anybody that's pitching, it's going to be tough to overcome little mistakes. When you're facing a guy like Cannon, it can be really difficult to overcome that.
The 1-1 just missed the outside corner with a fastball. Make it 2-1. Georgia again the extreme shift. They've got Harbor, the third baseman, playing near first, just off the right field grass. on the right of the infield. Second baseman Acton shaded towards second base, and McAllister playing double play depth left of second. The 2-1 going opposite field, but placed is Tate coming in on the run. He'll have it in left as Barry tried to beat the shift going opposite field, but just like last night in an at bat, Georgia had the outfield lined up perfectly. Connor Tate playing in left center field. It was hit right to him. He had to come in on the run and make the grab. Later in the game, Barry would go opposite field, but traditional left field, and it ended up being a double. He was able to leg out. Kate Doty stands in with 2 outs. Now they'll move the shift left of second base. 3 infielders for the Dogs now to the left side of the diamond. Cruz still at first base. First pitch to Doty. Swing. Ground ball at third. Harbor knocks it down but can't come up with it. Bounces its way into shallow left field, and Doty smacks an infield single. I expect that to be ruled a hit. That'll put runners first and second here with 2 outs. Went smoke down the line, and Harbor, again, a good effort. Tried to get to it with the backhand and hit maybe the top of the glove and just glanced away.
Yeah, I thought Harbor did a nice job of drop stepping to try to get the big hop. You either as an infielder want to get the big hop, or what they call the Sunday hop, candy hop, or you want to get the short hop, the little hop that you see guys pick really quickly. And he got the big hop, but I think just that overspin and the ball being hit so hard by Doty just wasn't able to glove it cleanly.
Trey Morgan stands in, swings at the first pitch, ground ball foul to the first base dugout. 0-1 the count. Ruled a hit for Doty, second hit for the Tigers. Getting this LSU team on the season no stranger to 2-out rallies. It's part of the foundation of Jay Johnson's program. 2 strike hits and 2 out hits. Time is called as Cannon was beginning the windup.
It's like an old coach said, when you get 2 outs really quickly and everybody starts getting their things ready to go to the outfield, you still got 33% of the inning left. Let's make something of it. And LSU's done a good job this year of that.
And on the hands, fouled off by Morgan. This time drops down into the Georgia dugout third base side. And Trey falls behind 0-2. Morgan last night 1 for 3 with a run scored. Got a board on a walk.
I like the swings early off of Cannon. I mean, we talked about how Cannon is electric and has all the different pitches, mix and match, electric arm. But Cruz hit a hard ball to shortstop. Doty with a hard shot there, and Pearson to lead off the game.
This one's sent back into the screen. Morgan still fighting. 95-mile-an-hour fastball there from Cannon. He's thrown 15 pitches, 12 strikes. Inside the dugout, presented by National Trench Safety. Jay Johnson said exactly that, Buzzy. Got to compete at the plate. Got to get deep counts against Cannon and try to get to the bullpen early. The 0-2 ground ball, comebacker, grabbed by Cannon. He'll easily toss to first to Rogers, and that'll do it for LSU here in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, 2 hits, and they leave 2 men on. They trail Georgia 2-0. Top of the second coming up. Dogs come to the plate. Second home run brought in Ben Anderson to make it a 2-0 Bulldog lead. Blaylock to lead it off. Hails from one of the beautiful cities in our country, Asheville, North Carolina. First delivery is strike. Money is ahead in the count, 0-1. Blaylock had a chance to pinch hit last night. Swing and a miss, chases this one, and he falls behind 0-2. Came in to pinch hit for Cole Wagner, who started game 1 in right field. Blaylock a strikeout victim in game 1. The 0-2 from Blake Money. Hard breaking ball down in the dirt. McManus keeps it in front of him, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You're right about Asheville, Chris. Spent a summer there when I was in college playing some summer league, and can't beat the western part of North Carolina into the mountains. Gets hot there too now, though, in the summer.
It'll get warm. The 1-2 misses outside for Money. Make a few visits to Biltmore Estate. while you were there?
I did not.
Wasn't on your list?
It was not. It wasn't as.
You mean as an
wasn't
early,
as worldly then?
As an early 20-year-old, that just didn't
register with me, Chris.
I see.
I apologize.
The 2-2, swing and a miss. Money off speed but upstairs, and Blaylock goes after it. Second time he's gone down on strikes in this series, and one away as Money records the punch out. His first, brought to you by Super One Foods, great quality at super low prices.
Yeah, dialed it back with the changeup, and it was a little up in the zone, but that's the beauty of having a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, is you can get away with mistake pitches, and very good changeup.
McAllister stands in. He was 1 for 4 last night. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 again off speed from Money. The 0-1 way upstairs. That fastball got uncorked. 1 ball, 1 strike. McAllister, a .293 hitter, now will call for time. I'll reset the pitch clock now. Money ready to go. The 1-1 slap back foul into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No surprise, good crowd here at the box for a Saturday afternoon affair between two solid teams, Georgia and LSU. 1-2 pitch, high and inside, evens it up. That fastball missing, 2-2.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better on a Saturday afternoon. Beautiful weather, 2 ranked teams, the 11th ranked Georgia Bulldogs, LSU's ranked 20th. SEC baseball at its best.
2-2, breaking ball hit down the line and fair inside the third base line. Barry couldn't come up with it. Stevenson chases it into the corner in left, and a 1-out double off the bat of McAllister. And Barry immediately jumped up looking to the dugout saying, I don't think it was a fair ball, or was there interference, as he went diving underneath Eric Gaucher, the third base umpire. And Coach Jay Johnson now out to talk with Danny Cricks, the home plate umpire, and now Danny Cricks going to call Gaucher in. They'll talk about it. I'm not sure if Jay was more upset or questioning whether or not the ball was inside the line. Again, in real time, it looked like it was just inside the bag.
Well, ball was absolutely scorched down the line, and all it's got to do is cross over a part of the bag. So as long as it crosses over a part of the bag, it's a fair baseball.
So Crick and Gaucher have a conversation. Jay Johnson now back out there again. I think he wants an explanation or a clarification from Danny Crick. So now the home plate umpire and Jay Johnson will meet right of home plate. Jeff Head from first and Eric Gaucher, the third base umpire, may join them as well. So they're still talking it over. And it looks like Jay, with his hand motion, keeps turning the hand over as if maybe he's asking whether or not at the last bounce it went foul.
That's when this is a situation where Jay Johnson asked the umpire to ask the other umpire for help. It's like when you're at the restaurant and you ask the waitress or the waiter what he recommends, and he gives you the recommendation, but you still don't go with it. You still don't like the answer he gave you.
Can I see a manager
right.
With a head chef? It looks like it's going to fall on deaf ears as the umpires now will head back to their respective positions. Again, it was absolutely smashed down the line by McAllister. He'll stand at second base with 1 out. So the Bulldogs again threatening here. Last night, Coach Strickland had to sit up in the hotel room as they struggled with men on base. They left 13 on, and they were 0 for with runners in scoring position, including 2 occasions with the bases loaded in game 1. Delivery to Cheney Rogers, the first baseman, skips off the top of the plate, and it's 1-0 from Money. Morgan and Berry playing just off the infield cut of the grass. Thompson shaded towards second base with the runner at second. Doty playing about 1.5 feet in the right center field grass at second base. Pitch to the left-hander off the end of the bat. Slow bouncer. Nobody's at home. Thompson will have to run and knock it down, but they'll send the runner in. And that'll make it 3-0. That time, just a wide open portion of real estate between second and third, and an absolute slow roller that Berry couldn't get to. Thompson ran a mile just to get it in his glove, but had no chance to make a play. Not much more than a swinging bunt through the 6-hole.
Yeah, it wasn't the traditional shift that normally is put on by teams, but Thompson was shaded way over, almost behind second base, and that's a situation where moving your infielder that much cost him a run there. And credit third base coach there for Georgia, as he was waving the windmill around third before Thompson even really got to the ball.
So McAllister with the double, then drives in as Rogers would single through. McAllister comes in to score. It's now a 3-0 Georgia lead. 3 runs on 4 hits. Still just 1 out in the top of the second. Money fires, misses outside to Gonzalez, the number 9 hitter in the lineup.
Other than Anderson for Georgia at the top of the lineup, who's 7 of 8 in stolen bases, Georgia doesn't run a ton. Connor Tate has 3 stolen bases. Other than that, nobody else really goes in motion. Similar to LSU, as they don't steal a whole lot.
There's a close play at first on the throw from Money, and after thinking about it, and then rung him for the out. But the play will stand, and there's a strike from Money to Gonzalez to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. But on the replay, you can clearly see Rogers get the right hand on the back corner of the first base bag, but may have just had the hand come off as Morgan applied the tag to the back of the helmet. Here's a swing and a pop-up just beyond the infield dirt. Doty goes back, handles it, makes the grab for out number 3, and Georgia is finished. However, they add a run to their lead. 1 run on 2 hits. Nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Bulldogs leading.
Pitching. Georgia's actually ranked 13th in the league in pitching. LSU's 4th.
This delivery pops the mitt, but apparently missed either inside or at the letters. It's 2-1.
Yeah, they didn't. Miles per hour didn't register on that one, Chris. That one sounded fast, but and then batting, both of them are in the top 5. LSU's 4th in the league in team batting, and Georgia's 5th.
2-1, smack ground ball. The shift is on. Going to be handled by Acton, left of second base. He'll throw to first to Rogers in time, and Thompson retired on the 4-3 putout. That'll bring up Braden Jobert. Jobert batting for the first time today. The designated hitter for the Tigers, 1 for 4 last night. Again, the wind at the moment not near as stiff as it was last night, but still here, at times blowing straight out to Tiger Stadium across the way. Jobert no stranger to the long ball. 12 home runs on the season. First pitch to the left-hander, a strike at the hands. Catches the inside corner, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, those 12 homers put him second on the team behind Berry at 13. That last pitch by Cannon was to cutter, 91 miles an hour, and he likes to throw the cutter and get that in on the hands to lefties. There was a slider.
This one just missed inside to Jobert, 1-1.
That's a scouting report, though. Likes to throw that hard cutter into left-handers and get it in on them hands, try to jam them.
With 1 out, the 1-1. This one's going to catch maybe the arm of Jobert. So a hit batter puts Braden down at first base with 1 out.
At play for the Tigers, pitcher number 26, Tyler McManus.
So we'll see Tyler McManus come to the plate. Just the 4th hit batter for Cannon on the year. But Again, the Tigers happy to get a base runner in any way they can, down 3-0.
Just the 4th by Cannon. How about for LSU? That's the 81st hit by pitch this year.
First pitch to McManus, ground ball to third, eats Harbor up. Had to back up a step, caught it on the heel of the glove. Couldn't come up with it, went into shallow left field. McAllister went and picked it up, and a heads-up base running play around second and into third without a throw, as McAllister could not handle the baseball after picking it up in shallow left field. McManus safe. Joe Bear into third. Runners now second and third for LSU with 1 out.
Yeah, that's the difference right there of being aggressive and not reckless. With 1 out, you want to try to get to third base with less than 2 outs, but you don't want to make the first out at third, much like in the first inning when Pearson kind of made a reckless decision with the ball hit in front of him. That one right there by Joe Bear, ball's out in front of him. He doesn't need the third base coach. He sees what's going on, puts the pressure on the shortstop, McAllister, and I don't know that he would have gotten him anyway if McAllister fielded it cleanly.
That'll bring Josh Stevenson to the plate. First delivery, a strike to make it 0-1 off speed there from Cannon. Stevenson last night in the 9 spot. The only Tiger without a base hit, but he had a sac fly RBI. And he's been big in these spots as a true freshman. We've talked about it all season, especially since taking over as the everyday left fielder. This fastball, maybe the cutter again to the left-hander, kind of brushes him off the plate.
And Stevenson looks the part as well at 6'1", 195 pounds. I know you can say this probably about a lot of freshmen, but I feel this is a kid who's just going to continue to get better, and the sky's the limit for him.
Fouls it off, the bat and the leg. Rolls out in front of the mound. 1-2 now the count to Stevenson.
Very high ceiling. I love his approach. I love he's got real competitiveness about him. I feel like he stays in there. This is a big opportunity. Again, Georgia playing back in the middle right now, going to concede a run. So just got to choke up against one of the better pitchers in the SEC and try to play a little pepper with the infield.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Cannon. Hit in the air towards the alley, right center field. This ball is deep. This ball's headed back. This ball is gone. Home run for not soon. Forget. Here comes Pearson. He'll take a shot. Could it? Will it? It's gone! Into the diamond deck in right field. Back-to-back jacks, and the Tigers take a 4-3 lead. The freshman Stevenson with the 3-run bomb. Top of the order, Josh Pearson, the freshman. A solo shot, his 4th homer of the year, and the Tigers have their first lead of the day.
Amazing. This place is electric right now. How about Josh Pearson? I guess he heard me talking about the mistake in the first and said, you know what, I'm going to make up for that and just deposit one. That ball was hit a long way as well. That ball was hit so high, there was no chance it couldn't get out of the ballpark.
Now Dylan Cruz will stand in. Cannon delivers a fastball at 96, misses inside. It's 1-0. Cruz aboard on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. You think his competitive juices aren't flowing right now? The 1-0 takes a big cut but comes up empty, and it's 1-1, chasing the fastball from Cannon.
Not that this crowd needed any excuse or reason to get excited, but that just got everybody buzzing a little bit.
Another fastball that misses low and inside. It's Cannon obviously trying to keep it in on Cruz. That'll make it 2 balls, 1 strike. Two-1, skips in front of the plate. Now 3 balls, 1 strike to Cruz. Pitch. Big swing, fouls it off the plate. Fills the count now to Cruz, 3-2.
At 3-1, Cruz looking to repeat what Stevenson and Pearson just did. Just a little out in front of it.
add to the story of the great freshman play of Stevenson and Pearson. You look at the number of sophomores on this LSU team. First the 3-2, again fouled off by Cruz. And that's really the core of this team. If you're Jay Johnson and an LSU Tiger baseball fan, to look at the sophomore class you expect to return for next season, and then Stevenson and Pearson alone going into their sophomore year, you're starting to feel pretty excited about the future of this program. The 3-2 misses outside. Cannon gives up the walk. So after Thompson grounded out to start the bottom of the second inning, Jobert was hit by a pitch. McManus would single to third base. A fielding error allowed the runners to advance to second and third. Pearson then would homer to right. Stevenson, would homer. Then Pearson with the solo shot, and now Cruz with the walk. And no surprise, a little time taken by Gonzalez now. Go check on Cannon. He was giving up 4 runs on 5 hits. We haven't finished 2 innings.
Cannon up to 36 pitches on the afternoon.
So now we'll see Jacob Berry stand in. As Buzzy mentioned, he's got 13 home runs, leads the Tigers. Again, all 13 this season coming from the left side of the plate, where he will bat here with a right-hander Cannon. The pitch outside, ball 1.
Velocity still good for Cannon, 95 mile an hour. Fastball just missed. Shouldn't say just missed, but it was off the outside corner. Cruz is 2 of 4 in stolen bases this year, down at first base.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Again, that cutter inside to the left-hander. Couldn't find it with the bat. 1-1. Dogs had a 2-0 lead after 1 inning, added 1 more in the top of the second. LSU now leading 4-3. This one by Berry, launched into the air, right center field. Anderson going back. He will stop shy of the track. He will have it for out number 2. Cruz will head back to first base. A long fly ball out off the bat of Jacob Berry. We'll see Cade Doty bat for the second time. He got aboard on a single back in the first inning.
Yeah, and that pitch there was about maybe a centimeter away from it being the 3rd home run of the afternoon for LSU. That ball just got in on Berry's hands, and he still drove it out to a deep part of the field in center field.
Doty, the wide stance from the right side. First pitch in the dirt. Gets away from Gonzalez. He'll chase it up the first base line. Cruz saw it immediately, read the trajectory, and was on his way to second. He'll stand there. Tigers with another run in scoring position, possibly with 2 outs.
Yeah, you said it best. He took that bag. He was going to be safe even if that ball would have only bounced a foot away from Gonzalez, as Cruz read that immediately off the hands of Cannon, that down angle into the dirt. And that's what you got to do. And as a base runner, you got to anticipate, ball down, and then you got to react to what you see.
The 1-0 off speed in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Doty. We mentioned Bryce Collins earlier in the first inning, warming for the Tigers. Now Jacob Hasty up and throwing. Coach Jay Johnson, he's had a real emergence of late. The 1-1 swung on and fouled out of play by Doty behind the plate.
Yeah,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hasty, a guy who's, as you said, has really stepped up and gave another piece to that puzzle of good bullpen pitchers for LSU with Cooper and Gervais. The way Collins has thrown the ball.
The 1-2. Outside in the dirt. Nice job by Gonzalez sliding over to keep it in front of him. It evens the count 2-2. Hasty again to add another left-hander.
Yes.
To what we already know in Riley Cooper, who's been phenomenal. Maybe the most underrated pitcher on this staff, although that's quickly going away. But Hasty Another dimension. Here's a ground ball to third. Backpedaling is Harbor. He'll have it. The throw across to first in time. Will lead things off for the Bulldogs. Got a board on a walk. Came in on the 2-run home run by Acton. Back in the first is Hasty's first delivery. A breaking ball in the dirt. And it's 1-0. Hasty, a very good command of the breaking ball. Has a get me over. Has a hard curve. Also, as a left-hander, can send it up there around 92, 94 miles an hour. Here's the 1-0. Again, short. Skips off the top of the plate. That fastball missing. It's 2-0.
Yeah, Hasty 6'2", 219 pounds, out of Keller, Texas. Went to Liberty Christian High School. Put up a big 4 spot in the bottom of the second for LSU. We talk about this all the time. It's very important for the pitcher to go out very next inning, and we call it hanging a 0, putting a goose egg up there.
2-0. Did he go? I'll say no. They appeal down to Eric Gaucher, and Anderson holds back. Pitch missing. It's now 3 balls, no strikes.
Bryce Collins continuing to play catch in the LSU bullpen. But, you know, no pitcher's trying to walk anybody, let alone the leadoff hitter, but that's a big no-no after your offense gives you 4 runs. See if Hasty can't come all the way back here.
The 3-0. The take is on by Anderson, and there's the pitch for a strike to make it 3-1. Anderson, a very good leadoff hitter. Again, earned the base on balls in the first to get aboard. Been walked 31 times on the season. Hasty, the left-hander, from the stretch. The 3-1. Down the line, left field way in the air, but foul. Finds its way into the seats. Fan able to hold on for a souvenir. Gets a nice hand from the crowd. Still 3-2.
Yeah, Anderson, there's a reason he's at the top of the lineup for Georgia. He's the co-leader in the SEC for triples with 4 of them. Just knows how to get on base. Earlier this year, he had a 31-game on-base streak.
Hasty looks in. Payoff delivery. This one towards the alley, left center field. Stevenson, though, on the run. Stevenson using the speed. He gets to it for out number 1.
A nice job by Hasty, coming all the way back. 3-0. Ball hit pretty well by Anderson. But again, after there's 4 runs in the bottom of the second, you don't want to come right out. That's not going to make Coach Jay Johnson very happy. You come right out and walk the leadoff hitter, especially at the top of the lineup. And Hasty was able to avoid that by coming all the way back. Tip of the hat there.
Corey Acton at the 2-run homer. Just his second of the season. Hasty going to be careful here. Delivers a breaking ball that misses low below the knees, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Georgia trying to hold on second place behind East leader and overall leader Tennessee. 1-0. Ground ball gets through the 6-hole. Piece of hitting in on the hands and just swiped it on the ground for a 1-out single as Acton. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, Chris, what Tennessee's doing right now is, I mean, just incredible. 18-1 in the SEC is, to be 18-1 in anything, but much less the SEC, is a heck of a job.
Connor Tate, big right-handed hitter, stands in with a runner on and 1 out. Hasty delivers. Fouled off the end of the bat, rolls to the backstop, and it's 0-1. I mean, there's, again, great teams throughout the history of SEC baseball. Many of them here in Baton Rouge. But the run that Tennessee is on right now, again, when you talk about the parity that the SEC has built over the last 10, 15, 20 years, and to have that type of domination thus far is impressive. Here's a ground ball towards second base, handled by Thompson. He'll step on the bag and throw to first in time.
Well, I mean, it's 95 miles an hour, but it's not unhittable.
This one sent back into the screen again. The cutter into the left-hander, just at the hands. Morgan sends it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes after another Rotolo's foul ball. Infield for Georgia, playing straight up, respecting the hitting ability of Morgan, who again tries to go opposite field with a bouncing ground ball, but it's foul left at third base. He's making Cannon work right out of the gate here in the bottom of the third inning. Still behind in the count, though, is Morgan. Cannon looking for the out pitch, the 1-2. In on the hands, lifted in the air, giving Chase Harbor, the third baseman, foul territory. He's got room, and he'll make the grab. And Morgan loses that battle, 1 away to start the bottom of the third. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Your home for LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball, the LSU Sports Radio Network, and streaming on the LSU Sports mobile app.
Happy to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon inside the Caesars Sportsbook broadcast booth, along with Tiger champ Buzzy Heidel. I'm Chris Blair, our producer Alondra Villarreal back in the Capital One studio. 4-3, LSU leading. Jordan Thompson to the plate, batting for the second time, and pitch away. Fastball misses from Cannon. It's 1-0. Thompson grounded out to the second baseman Acton, who is playing left of second base, as he is once again with the defensive shift on. The 1-0 going to be knocked into the air and lands fair down in left field. Thompson wide turn at first. Tate just now coming up with it. He'll have a stand-up double with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. So Jordan Thompson, his 11th double of the season. And the Tigers again with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, another pitch by Cannon, out over the plate, up in the zone, catching a lot of the white right now. And doesn't matter if you're facing amateur hitters and throw the ball 95 miles an hour. If you live up in the zone and catch a lot of the white of the plate, hitters will make you pay for it. And LSU's done that up to this point, with Stevenson driving the ball out of the ballpark, Pearson driving the ball out of the yard.
Braden Joubert takes the first offering, misses outside. Off speed from Cannon, 1-0. Thompson obviously with good wheels. He'll take a lead off second base. Cannon will look back. Now the pitch to Joubert. Strike at the letters. 1-1. Again, off speed from Cannon. Joubert a little surprised by the strike zone. Take a break. Now we'll dig back in. Braden batting .281. The 1-1 fastball in the air, shallow right field. Out there is Acton, but eventually Blaylock, the right fielder, will make the catch near the foul line. Thompson tagging up, will slide in safely into third. So with 2 outs, the Tigers have another run just 90 feet away.
Now, rule of thumb, get the extra 90 feet if you can, but you don't want to chance it and risk getting the third out because you're already in scoring position. Probably going to take you a base hit anyway to score a run. I realize you can get a pass ball or an error. There's a few different ways to score from third other than second with 2 outs, but Thompson right there knew he was going to be safe and took the chance of taking the extra 90 feet when they give it to you.
McManus had a base hit his first time up in the second inning. Came around to score. Again on the 3-run homer by Stevenson. First pitch a called strike, and it's 0-1. He'll step back in. McManus from Slidell, Louisiana. Pitch to McManus. Line drive. Going to be grabbed by McAllister. On the run to his right. Hasty looks in again. Brings the 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball. Sent foul back behind the plate. Hasty ahead in the count 0-2. Hasty again, as Buzzy told you, making his third appearance in SEC play. He's pitched 3 2/3, given up just 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk to 5 strikeouts. Again, Jay Johnson telling everyone that Hasty did not have a solid fall, struggled even in the preseason leading up to the start of the season. The 0-2, the curve at the letters, called strike 3. Collins very surprised, but Hasty with the strikeout, his first in relief, brought to you by Super One Foods, great quality at super low prices. And again, Coach Johnson just talking about just the work that Hasty didn't give up, just kept going, kept working. Jason Kelly and the staff. And when he's got the curveball going, again with a mid-90s, close to mid-90s fastball, he becomes something to reckon with on the mound as a left-hander. Parks Harbor out of Atlanta stands in. Harbor hit into a double play. First delivery, strike to make it 0-1. A fastball at 90 from Hasty. Barry playing behind the third base bag near the line with the right-handed hitter. Expecting Harbor to try and pull. He'll go opposite field. Laces one down the line by a diving Morgan. Sliding is Pearson out in right field. He whips the ball in quickly, holding Harbor to just a single. But that's a great piece of hitting there by the Georgia third baseman. Everybody here expecting him to pull the baseball, and he just hammers one down the line. And getting one by Trey Morgan also not very easy.
Yeah, easier said than done up in the booth. But a fastball away in the zone, that's what you do on pitches. The old adage, you hit it where it's pitched. And Harbor did not try to do too much there. Just stayed the other way, and that ball was hit right on the button the other way.
6th hit of the day for the Bulldogs. Now we'll see Garrett Blaylock again, a strikeout victim in the second. Breaking ball hung up, and a swing and a pop fly to right field. Waiting for it, the can of corn handled by Pearson. That will send Harbor back to first and record the second out of the inning.
Blaylock a little out in front of that off-speed pitch, as you could hear it off the end of the bat, and probably just needed to hang back a 1/10 of a second more. Maybe would have hit that ball maybe into the diamond deck, but nice job. That's what you do as a pitcher. Change up speeds, change up the timing of a hitter.
That'll bring McAllister, the shortstop, who had a double back in the second inning. His 9th double of the season. The runner at first, the pitch low from Hasty, 1-0. These two teams, Buzzy pointed out, very close statistically, and when it comes to stolen bases coming into the series, almost identical. Neither base stealing teams by trade. Hasty will fire, and this one smacked up the middle. Ground ball, base hit into center field.
Make your best pitches here, get your team back into the dugout.
Looks back to second. Now Hasty, the 0-1. Breaking ball blocked up by McManus, who chases it quickly. Runners will stay put. 1 ball, 1 strike. This inning brought to you by AccuTemp Services. Don't let AC or heater outages keep you on the bench this year. Just text home run to 31996. You can get your Tiger tune-up from AccuTemp Services, proud partner of LSU Athletics. Rogers, a .296 hitter, .412 with runners in scoring position this season for the Dogs. Hasty comes set, now the 1-1. Curveball for a strike, and it's 1-2.
I like going back to that pitch if you're Hasty. maybe even getting it out of the zone, going down in the dirt. You've showed it a couple times to Rogers. He's seen it. Now try to bury that thing, get the strikeout.
2 outs, runners first and second. Hasty, the 1-2. There's the bender, called strike 3. Down on strikes goes Rogers. Hasty. Cannon winds, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. That time inside, off speed. Stevenson couldn't find it. Down on strikes. Cannon records his first strikeout of the afternoon to record out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll bring us to the top of the order. Josh Pearson. Pearson followed Stevenson in the 2nd inning with a solo shot to right. His 4th round trip of the season. Keep the shift on, except they'll change personnel. First, the pitch from Cannon outside for ball 1. They'll move Harbor back to the lone infielder between 2nd and 3rd. They'll move Acton out into shallow right. And McAllister, the shortstop, will be right at the second base bag. 1-0. Fouled back into the screen. Fastball from Cannon. And it's 1-1. Fans, you can get low rate long-term financing right now on powerful Kubota tractors, mowers, and utility vehicles. That time of the year is here, so visit LSUKubotaDealers.com for your nearest Kubota dealer. Test drive a Kubota today. Cannon loads up, and the 1-1. Missing inside. Good eye by Pearson. Fastball humming in there. It's 2-1.
Oh, we got a second. I'll give you the scoreboard update presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. 1-game final. South Carolina with the win over Alabama, 11-5. South Carolina sweeps Alabama in Columbia.
The 2-1. One hopper handled by McAllister near second base. He will throw over to Rogers. And that's out number 2 of the inning. Pearson retired. And that is a sweep of Alabama by South Carolina. Crimson Tide, the Tigers' next opponent in Tuscaloosa. And that means Bama has dropped the last 2 series. 1 at home to Georgia, losing 2 out of 3 last week. And then being swept by the Gamecocks this weekend.
Well, you talked about 2 big series. Ole Miss taking on Arkansas, and then Auburn and Tennessee. And Auburn and Arkansas, those are the 2 teams that LSU's LSU's chasing Arkansas. They're tied with Auburn right now.
Cruz takes a swing on the first offering, high in the air, foul territory. Rogers coming over, has plenty of room, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So the Tigers go quietly in the bottom of the 4th, 3 up, 3 down. They lead 4-3. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Gonzalez, a .280 hitter, started in the game last night. 1 for 3 at the plate. Hasty's 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses low and now moves the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That last half inning, we were giving you some scoreboard updates. We're talking about Arkansas taking on Ole Miss and Auburn taking on Tennessee. LSU Auburn tied at 11-8. Arkansas 12-7. Obviously, LSU's played both those teams already, so you want to be in a situation where you control your destiny, Chris. But something tells me if LSU plays well and wins out, it's all going to work out like it's supposed to, with Arkansas and Auburn having some tough series.
This one misses low from Hasty. Evens a count now to Gonzalez, 2-2.
And there's enough series left throughout the year where you just win your games. Again, something tells me LSU will be right in the thick of it where they want to be. But a couple more games that were underway. Top of the 4th. Finish up the scoreboard update presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Texas A&M leads Vanderbilt 7-3. That game being played in Nashville.
Here's the 2-2. Fastball down the middle, called strike. On the inner half of the plate, Gonzalez with no operating, and Jacob Hasty records his 3rd punch out. Another one provided by Super One Foods. Great quality at super low prices. There again, Hasty looking better and better with each batter that comes up. He'll now face a very good hitter in Ben Anderson. Anderson aboard on a walk, came in on the 2-run homer by Corey Acton back in the 1st inning to give the Dogs a 2-0 lead. He flied out to Stevenson and left his last at bat in the 3rd. Lefty on lefty matchup here is Hasty. Looks in. Anderson steadies the bat and the curve. Get me over. It's there. 0-1.
I know Gonzalez, the last hitter for Georgia, thought That fastball by Hasty was down in the zone, but after seeing a replay of it, it's a pretty good pitch with 2 strikes. And with 2 strikes, you always hear it. You can't leave it up to the umpire. Too close to take with 2 strikes. I thought it was a pretty good pitch.
Hasty kicks and fires the 0-1. Got him to chase it. Half-hearted swing by Anderson, and he falls behind now 0-2.
And in the longest scoreboard update ever, I'll finally give you the last one underway, or I should say the last one that's being played right now. At the top of the 4th in Columbia, Missouri. Missouri is leading Mississippi State 7-5. So there's your scoreboard update for games going on at the moment.
1 down. Here's the 0-2 from Hasty. Curveball smacked and through the 6-hole. Base hit by Anderson. Breaking ball a little up in the zone. It was outside the plate, but Anderson, a very skilled hitter, got the bat right where the ball was, drove it right into left field.
Yeah, when you're facing good hitters like an Anderson, like anybody on this Georgia team, especially at the top of the lineup, just because you get to 2 strikes or you get to 0-2, that's the at bat almost is just getting started. You still have to make a pitch with 2 strikes, and right there, that one was just out over the plate, and Anderson, too good a hitter, just didn't try to do too much, stayed the other way and put the bat on the baseball.
Now it'll bring up Acton. The first pitch from Hasty, short of the plate. McManus doing what he could to block it up, keep Anderson at bay. He is the leading base stealer, 7 of 8 on the season. Acton 2 for 2 at the plate. A 2-run homer in the first and a single in the 3rd inning. The 1-0 again down in the dirt. McManus now has to chase it up the third base line. Anderson will stay put. A count now to Acton, 2-0.
Yeah, nice job by McManus. You don't normally ask your catchers to have to block fastballs, 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. Those are meant for off-speed pitches in the dirt is when you want a catcher to have to block, but those are the ones that need to ice up a little extra after the game.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Look out. It's going to hit him. That one got loose from Hasty. You could tell as soon as he released it. No break and headed right for Acton. Caught him in the side, and that'll put runners first and second. So again, Georgia have runners aboard here, trailing by just 1 run. It'll be Connor Tate coming to the plate, and before that, McManus is going to call for time and go out and visit with Hasty. Again, they've got Collins, the right-hander, still ready to go in the bullpen for LSU, and at times we'll see this meeting where McManus is asked to go and call for time, and then we'll see Jay Johnson come out of the dugout. We'll find out if that's the case here. Coach Johnson still down in the dugout for LSU.
Yeah, that's the old signal. Hey, go talk to him until the umpire comes get you, to give our pitcher enough time. And as you said, Chris, home plate umpire Danny Cricks goes break it up and gives Collins enough time. But Collins is, I think he's ready. I mean, I think it's just a decision if they want to make it. Collins has been throwing for a while now. Left fielder, Connor Tate.
We've talked about it before. Jay Johnson, a modern-day college baseball coach, uses the gut feel, what he sees on the field, as well as a ton of analytics. And he's got so many charts and information down in the dugout, it'll make your head spin. This one fouled off by Tate. Slow bouncer down the third base line, and it appeared to me that after McManus called for time, Coach Johnson then went back to the wall inside the dugout there, probably doing a little analysis, calculating a little bit on who's coming up before he makes the call. And again, you can't argue one bit with the way he has managed this bullpen in 2022. So he'll leave Hasty out there. Now time going to be called by Tate as he will step out.
Well, a lot's been said about the time of the games as well. They've been taking, like I tell people, they're long, but winning solves everything. So as long as he's not the games aren't going 4.5 hours, 5 hours, and the Tigers are losing, then all's good. Winning solves everything, and Coach Johnson said he's not going to sacrifice the way he coaches just to try to speed up a game.
This one fouled back and out of play by Tate. He falls behind in the count 0-2. Well, last night I told him before the game, just a masterful job of making the right calls at the right time in that game. Knew when to pull Hilliard, who went 6 full innings. Razelman did not have his best stuff. He's been dynamic this season, but just was off a little bit. He goes ahead, brings in Riley Cooper. Cooper does his job, and then at the end of Cooper's outing, brings in Paul Gervais for an inning and a third, and it was just what the Tigers needed to hold on to the 6-2 win. Here's the 0-2 off the end of the bat, and a foul ball just right of first base. Morgan couldn't get to it, and a couple of inches to the left, and that's all kinds of trouble for this LSU defense.
Well, everybody gives the bad review on a business when you go somewhere and you get, customer service that isn't up to par, but nobody really rants and raves, and you're right. Everybody always blames the coach when the decisions don't work out. They don't ever remember the times when they do, and you're right, Chris. Last night was a great job of Coach Jay Johnson pulling all the right strings, if you will, to get his team a victory in a really good ball game.
So Connor Tate will dig back in behind in the count 0-2 with 1 out. Georgia with runners first and second, trailing by a run 4-3. Hasty, the left-hander, ready to go. The 0-2 in the dirt. McManus has to track it down, but wisely this time Ben Anderson saw the rotation. As soon as it hit the dirt, he was off and running. He'll make his way to third. Staying put at first is Acton. Now the Dogs runners on the corners with 1 out.
I wouldn't think Hasty has many more batters left. Collins, the left-hander, is on deck. But Georgia does a nice job of, throughout the lineup, alternating right and left-handers. There's a lot of lefties and not a whole lot of them back-to-back other than the top of the lineup with Anderson and Active. And just Hasty getting a little sporadic here over these last couple batters, spiking some fastballs. Kind of a telltale sign when you don't have command over the fastball. That's really the one you need to have command over more than any.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball and staying alive is Connor Tate. Put a bat on it, fouls it towards the on-deck circle, third base side. Still 1-2. Bryce Collins now having a seat down in the bullpen for LSU. Got a teammate giving him an ice towel there to cool him down a little bit. Again, the heat out on the field certainly noticeable today. 1 out. Anderson at third, Acton at first base, Connor Tate at the plate as Hasty delivers the 1-2. Another breaking ball, slow bouncer towards third. Berry will come up. The throw to first a little high. Morgan, though, able to get his foot down. Anderson, though, running on contact, comes in to score. So they go ahead, elect to get the second out of the inning and allow Georgia to tie the game at 4-all.
Nice job by Berry of knowing that the ball was not hit hard enough to get Anderson coming from third or try to get Acton running to second. Just got the sure out at first base and now allows Hasty to be able to pitch in the clutch here with 2 outs.
So a runner in scoring position. Down to second goes Acton. Anderson came in to score. Tied 4-4 with 2 outs. Corey Collins, a left-hander, stands in. Pitch is low for ball 1. Collins now back up on the bump down in the bullpen. After getting cooled off with the towel service. Hasty kicks and fires the 1-0. This breaking ball didn't have enough break. Missed low and inside, 2-0.
Got another good one here this afternoon. We knew it would be.
Acton with a leadoff second. The 2-0 pitch. There's the curve over for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, it looks as though Hasty has a little better feel of the curveball right now than the fastball. If you're going to get beat with your best pitch, and for Hasty right now, it's the good, sharp, swinging curveball.
The 2-1 delivery. In the dirt, gets away from McManus. Acton will trot easily into third. Now the wild pitch puts even more pressure with Georgia. A potential go-ahead run 90 feet away. And a 2-2 count to Corey Collins. Tiger crowd trying to lift up Jacob Hasty here, trying to find an out pitch in a tie game, 4-4. The 2-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Collins. Hasty with a big punch out there, his fourth of the day. However, Georgia will tie the game. One run on one hit. They leave one man stranded at pitches. Pitch number 68 coming up. First to Berry, showing bunt beautifully down the third base line. Cannon comes off the mound, tries to pick it up with a bare hand, can't get the grip, and Berry against the shift. From Jordan Thompson, he's got the full lettuce out from under the cap and the solid stash. Now he's got the goatee going back, but no hair under the helmet. Here's a ground ball. Harbor going to pick it up. He'll throw to second. The relay from Acton. Not going to be in time. Thompson will beat that out. It will record the second out of the inning as they get Morgan at second base. Wait a minute. Now they're saying an overrule interference, and they're going to call Thompson out at first. That's going to bring Jay Johnson out. The play was the force out at second. Jeff had ruled Thompson had beat out the throw to first. Second base on base hit last time in the fourth inning. Hit into a double play in the first. Collins, the right-hander, delivers, and it misses low, gets away from McManus and rolls towards the first base dugout. 1-0 the count. Got some big news just moments ago. I know we're calling baseball today, but LSU Tiger basketball with some huge news. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. The 1-0, Collins finds the inside corner, evens it up 1-1 strike. Coach Matt McMahon and the coaching staff announced today they get a 5-star signee. Small forward Tyrell Ward coming to Baton Rouge to play for the Tigers. Breaking ball misses inside from Bryce Collins, and it's 2-1. 6'7", 185 pounds, from DeMatha Catholic High School, averaged 19 points, 4.5 rebounds. Good defender as well. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Harbor chased it down and in, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Tyrell Ward joining the Tigers. Third prep signee for Coach Matt McMahon. 2-2. Looks like he got a piece of Harbor. And home plate umpire Danny Crick said no. Come on back. And now Jay Johnson going to come out. Let's see. Looks like the umpires are also going to convene. Jay Johnson wants to talk with Danny Cricks before they go to that. And it looks like we'll go under review here. Another Acme Oyster House official review to see whether or not Harbor got hit with a baseball. He immediately felt and acted as if he had been touched by the ball, maybe caught the uniform. He immediately started headed down to first. It was Danny Cricks, the home plate umpire, that said hold the phone and come back, but they're going to put the headsets on and take a look at it here. if it caught the back leg, the front maybe of the uniform, on the rather back leg of the right-handed hitter.
It had to catch shoestrings if it hit him, because it didn't look like much there.
Again, they tell you if you're going to sell it good. Harbor did. And again, that's taking nothing away from the young man. He may have felt as though he was hit, but we'll find out. They'll have multiple camera angles on it. Again, the one we saw, which was from the first base camera well initially, I don't know that there's enough evidence there to say he was hit and overturn the call, which we know on the field is not hit by pitch. And we'll see. Jeff Head will take off the headset and he will talk to Harbor, and he will tell him to stay in the batter's box. So, no hit by pitch, and it's a full count, 3-2. So Bryce Collins gets a at least short-term reprieve. He'll step back up on the rubber here. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled down the line, out of play in right field. Rotolo's foul ball keeps it a 3-2 count. A reminder that Super One Foods has super low prices on all your game day favorites, so up your grocery game, score big with Super One Foods. Wind picking up again, blowing right to left, but mainly towards Tiger Stadium in the distance. There's a swing and a foul tap. Got out of the mid of McManus, went all the way back to the screen. Tyler upset with himself. He holds on. That's a strikeout for Collins as it stands still a full count, 3-2. This one up the middle, base hit. Harbor eventually finds his way to first, this time with a single, his second of the day, right up the gut.
Yeah, with Collins now on in the game, we'll give you the final numbers for Hasty. Hasty went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, struck out 4.
Right fielder Eric Blaylock
Did a nice job of relieving Money, who, as we said, went 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout.
And Georgia getting the leadoff man aboard once again. Harbor down at first. Blaylock stands in. Collins floats a breaking ball but misses outside. 1-0. Delivery again, off speed but way upstairs. Collins now reacting as if he's having trouble gripping the baseball, but he'll try to reset with a 2-0 count to Blaylock. Strikeout picked him in the second, flying out to right field in his last at bat.
That'll get Razelman and Cooper both up in LSU's bullpen.
2-0. The fastball misses. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Collins out of Valencia, California, transferred into LSU after pitching for Arizona last season. 3-0 down the middle for a strike to make it 3-1.
Yeah, Blaylock taking, which is the right call. 3-0 at a tie ball game, nobody out. Got to see if Collins can do it for a couple pitches.
Runner at first, the 3-1. Swing and a miss. That will fill the count now, 3-2 to Blaylock.
And they'll sit Cooper down in LSU's bullpen, get Trent Vittmeyer, right-hander, tossing around.
Collins trying to climb the ladder here. Tried it against Harbor, but Harbor delivered the base hit. See what Blaylock's fortune will be as he swings and fouls this one out of play. Back behind us, another LSU football player getting a very important phone call just moments ago. The 6th round of the NFL draft. Austin Deculus picked by the Houston Texans. So Deculus along with Derek Stingley.
Won't be too far. Right down the street.
Congratulations to Austin. Payoff pitch. Missed the outside corner. Collins thought he had it, but Blaylock going to earn the base on balls, and now Georgia in a tie game, putting runners aboard first and second. Time going to be called here as they're going to talk a little strategy with McAllister, who has been impressive. A double, came around to score in the second, single in his last at bat in the 4th inning. McAllister 3 for 6 in this series.
Yes, had a nice series, hitting .303 on the year. In that 7th spot, the only question is, do we sacrifice McAllister, who's been hot, see if the 8 and 9 hole hitters can drive in the run for Georgia to take the lead? And we'll see what Coach Scott Strickland decides to do here as Coach Jay Johnson comes out to talk to home plate umpire Danny Cricks.
So it appears he's asking our home plate umpire for the opportunity.
He knew how to get guys out, and boy, has he been really good for LSU over the past few weeks.
So Jay Johnson now back in the dugout. Collins back on the bump. Nobody out. 2 men on. Bunt shown right in front of the mound. Collins will come off and pick it up, throw to first, and get the first out. As again McAllister called upon to lay down the sac bunt, does so successfully. And with 1 down, it'll be Cheney Rogers, the first baseman, coming to the plate. He had a base hit with an RBI in the 2nd inning to make it a 3-0 Georgia. A .294 average, going 1 for 2 today. Time called. Rogers steps out. Perry playing in at third, just off the cut of the grass. Morgan likewise across the diamond at first, playing in. This one swung on and lifted to center field. Cruz having to give chase, and it's over his head. Takes a bounce on the track. That will score Harbor. That will score Blaylock. A 2 RBI double off the bat of Rogers, and Georgia regains the lead 6-4.
A good piece of hitting, just looking to lift something. Rogers drives the ball to center field. Was going to get the run in even if Cruz was able to make the play, but Rogers playing the game smart, lifting a ball out to center field to drive in the run, and was able to get a little lanyap and hit the ball over Cruz's head to drive in 2 runs.
So now 10 hits on the day for the Bulldogs. Back out in front. For the first time since the top of the 2nd inning. Still not done with 1 out. Ground ball from Gonzalez is foul down the third base line. Gonzalez in the 9 spot, 0 for 2, a pop out, and was caught looking. Gonzalez comes back, picks up the lumber, 0-1 the count. Rogers with the 2 RBI double down at second. Swing off the bat from Gonzalez, foul out of play right side.
89-mile-an-hour fastball by Riley Cooper. When you watch Cooper, he can touch a 90 every now and then, even a 91. So velocity is plenty there, especially with the good changeup that he can throw in any count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one is a ground ball in play. Thompson will scoop it up,
has to throw to first. The stretch by Morgan. Throw not in time as Gonzalez will hustle and beat it out. Deep in the hole and short. Thompson did a good job gloving it. Was going to be a tough play with the long throw across the body. And again, he and Morgan both doing what they could, trying to record the out, unable to do so. Runner does stay put at second base, so now first and second with one out for the Dogs, leading 6-4. And top of the order, Ben Anderson due up. Anderson 1 for 2. Been aboard twice today, a walk in the first and a single. He's come around to score on both occasions. Time called.
Well, with the 2 runners that Rogers drove in, who were credited to Collins, you can close the book on Collins now. He threw a third of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 walk, struck out nobody.
Pitch misses outside from Cooper, and it's 1-0. Cooper checks the runners. Now the 1-0 delivery. Tails away from the left-handed hitter. Now 2-0.
Vittmeyer continues to get loose in LSU's bullpen. If LSU got to stop the bleeding, got to figure out a way to get the next guy out.
2-0. Inside fastball from Cooper, swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. That one coming in right on the hands, and Anderson again could not hold back. Here's the 2-1. Sent back into the screen. That'll even the count now. 2-2. Georgia led early 3-0. LSU would take a 4-3 lead after 2. An explosive inning with a 3-run homer by Stevenson, followed by a solo shot by Josh Pearson. But then Cannon really settled down. They've kept the Tigers scoreless and now have taken the lead. Chopping ground ball. Doty coming in will apply the tag. Throw to first in time, and Joe Bear hit by a pitch back in the second by Cannon. He flied out to right field to Blaylock, his last at bat. Here's a swing and a miss. A fastball from the lefty at 95, and Joe Bear couldn't catch up with it and one away. And Woods fans the first batter he faces in relief. 1 down. Tyler McManus to the plate.
Well, that's the electric fastball that we saw in the scouting report. At 6'2", 198 pounds, coming from the left side. I mean, this is a scout's dream right now. As you said, Chris, 95 miles an hour, and Joe Bear just couldn't catch up to it.
Now we'll see Tyler McManus base hit in the second, line down to the shortstop McAllister in his last at bat. So 1 for 2. There's a strike on the inside corner. Fastball from Woods, another quick worker on the mound. He's staring down, ready to go. McManus takes a split second, steps out, now steps back in. Woods ready to deal. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball off speed across the plate, and he gets ahead. Showing a little bit of the breaking pitch there to McManus, and it's 0-2. The 0-2. Foul tip comes off the bat. Maybe got a piece of Gonzalez, the catcher.
You mentioned the sophomore heavy lineup by LSU, and then the 2 freshmen at Pearson and Stephen. McManus, the only senior in LSU's lineup.
There's a called strike 3. Another fastball from Woods. McManus just lifted the bat off the shoulder, but not in time to offer a swing. Woods back-to-back punch-outs here, 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th inning. This is a team in Georgia, again, when you look at them overall, knowing the fact that Cannon missed a number of outings due to injury, they led the SEC in worst earned run average in the conference. Again, a team that relies a lot on offense to win games, but boy, oh boy, Woods looks impressive in his relief here. It's a fastball and a swing and a miss to Stevenson. It's 0-1.
Well, it's an easy 94. It's an easy 95. It's not like he's arms and elbows coming at you. I mean, it's clean and bam.
Here's one elevated. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 just like that. They'll move Harbor, the third baseman, again with an 0-2 count, expecting Stevenson to try to pull. They'll move him into shallow right field with the shift defensively. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-2 from Woods. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball, but it's left of third base, foul, and 1-2 now the count to Corey Acton.
Vittmeyer's the guy that inevitably somebody always asks you, how long has he been here? 10 years? You know, it just seems like he's been on campus for quite some time.
Jay Johnson will be the first to tell you he's very happy he decided to come back, play another year, and be a part of this pitching staff. Fits into the overall fabric nicely. Here's the 1-2. Did he go? They appeal down to third. Eric Gaucher says no. Moves the count 2-2. And a pitch inside at the hands that Acton almost pulled the trigger on. Get a look at it here. Ooh, it's awfully close. Acton lobbying on his own behalf, saying no, I did not. Gaucher agreed. 2-2, sent back again into the screen.
Acton, one of 6 starting seniors in this Bulldog lineup. Talked about how McManus is the only starting player for LSU that's a senior. Georgia a little bit opposite. They've got a bunch of seniors throughout this lineup.
2-2 delivery. High fastball, swing and a miss. Acton chased. Vittmeyer records the punch out. 1 gone here to start the top of the 7th inning. That strikeout once again brought to you by Super One Foods. Great quality at super low prices. Now Connor Tate will pick up the bat. He's 0 for 3 on the day.
I don't ever like seeing the 3-hole hitter of a good baseball team come up late in the game and is 0 for on the day.
First pitch high in the air to left field. Got all of this one. And into the left field landing with a solo home run is Connor Tate. His 7th home run of the year, and Georgia extends their lead 7-4. Tate with his 2nd home run of the series.
Yeah, and that's the reason why he's not in the 3-hole, because he's there to carry the bat bag. You know, this guy can hitting 335, 0 for 3 for the day, and that just didn't feel right. If you're an LSU fan watching Connor Tate come up, you knew something special was about to happen, and drove that ball way out of the ballpark to left field.
Just the 2nd home run allowed by Vittmeyer on the year. Now Corey Collins, another left-hander. The pitch missing high from Vittmeyer. 1-0. Collins 1 for 3 in the cleanup spot. A single in the 1st. Caught looking in the 4th. Struck out swinging in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-0. Straight up into the air off the bat. Shallow left field. Stevenson waiting for it to come down. He'll have it. 2 gone.
I'll give you the final line on Cooper. Since Vittmeyer's in, Cooper went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts.
Parks Harbor, the third baseman, swung the bat very well today. He's 2 for 3. A couple of singles back-to-back in the 4th and 6th inning. Came around to score in that 6th frame. 2 outs. Vittmeyer delivers the strike. Fastball makes it 0-1. Three-run lead for the Bulldogs, 7-4. Top of the 7th inning we play. Vittmeyer's 0-1. Launched towards left center field. This one going back. Stevenson at the wall. And another home run. Solo shot from Parks Harbor. Home run number 8. And Georgia pouring it on here in the top of the 7th inning. Extending their lead now 8-4.
That ball off the bat I didn't think was, I knew for sure would be a double. I didn't know if it had enough to get out of the ballpark, but kept carrying and carrying and had plenty enough to get over the Coca-Cola sign there in left center.
So Georgia, after leading 3-0, went quiet in the 3rd, 4th inning, but a run, 2 runs, and 2 runs in consecutive innings. Now has 8 runs on 13 hits. First delivery to Blaylock, a called strike. It's 0-1. Blaylock today 0 for 2 in the 6th spot. Vittmeyer fires. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Eric Gaucher says yes, and it's 0-2.
LSU will implement the shift here as it's like Thompson has moved to short right field. Doty behind second base.
The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off the top of the bat into the screen behind the plate. Still 0-2.
Which I guess the thought process there is Thompson maybe has a little more range, so you let him get further out. You know, you wonder why you wouldn't just let Doty take a few steps further back towards the right fielder, Pearson.
2 outs. Here's the 0-2. Pitched outside right where McManus was. Blaylock with a good eye stays away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 from Vittmeyer. Low and inside. Evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. LSU contained all of their runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning, plating 4 to take a 4-3 lead. Since that inning, it's been nothing but zeros offensively. Here's the 2-2 from Vittmeyer. Way out in front was Blaylock swing. The 1-0 swung on and fouled out of play down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pearson. Josh today a double in the 1st, left stranded. Had a solo home run, his 4th of the year in the 2nd inning. Grounded out to the shortstop McAllister in his last at bat. They'll have the shift on right side of the diamond to Pearson as the 1-1 inside just missed him as he turns inward. That one high and tight from Wood, and it's 2-1. Woods shakes off one side. Now gets one from Gonzalez he likes. A 2-1 breaking ball way upstairs. Make it 3-1 now to Pearson.
If you're LSU, and this goes anytime you're down in a game by more than a couple runs, it's important that you don't feel like you got to get them all back. Still got 3 more at bats. So a run here, run there.
3-1 misses outside. Woods gives up the walk. So the leadoff man aboard for the Tigers here. Pearson down to first base. And apparently Jaden Woods is human. For striking out the first 3 batters, he gives up the base on balls. But an electric arm for the sophomore out of Houston County High School. Hails from Warner Robins, just outside of Macon, Georgia. Now he'll face Dylan Cruz for the first time today. Cruz 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Reached on a walk in the second. Pitch inside and low, and Cruz stays away. It's 1-0.
Hey, you look at Georgia's roster. I mean, it's filled with really nothing but Georgia players. A lot of good baseball in the state of Georgia, high school baseball.
Warner Robins, Georgia. One of the claims to fame is a great Little League program that's made several trips to the Little League World Series. This pitch from Woods misses low, and it's 2-0.
When you think of the really good baseball states, certainly Florida, Texas, California, you know, Louisiana has a very good product for the number of people here in this state as well.
2-0. Swung on and fouled straight back on top of the plate. Make it 2-1 to Dylan Cruz.
But Georgia's definitely in that conversation as well when you talk about great baseball states across America.
Dylan Cruz 0 for 2, due for something. Got Pearson at first base, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing Georgia 8-4. 2-1, off speed, outside and high. Now 3-1. So for the second straight batter, Woods finds himself in a hitter's count here.
Well,
talented batter in Cruz.
When you're facing an electric guy like Woods, you're not always going to hit your way back into the game. Sometimes you got to let him give you some gifts. He's already given one to Pearson. See if he can't walk Cruz.
He does. High and outside, ball 4. Back-to-back base on balls. Second walk of the day for Dylan Cruz. Now we'll see Jacob Berry.
Now batting for LSU, third baseman Jacob Berry.
Now Berry against the left-hander. Will bat from the right side for the first time today. Berry 1 for 3. His single came last time in the 5th inning.
Yeah, important to be patient here. Of course, we know how good of a hitter Berry is and can make this a one-run game in one swing of the bat. Got to let him come to you.
First pitch. Fastball at 92. Make it 0-1 as we have a right-hander up and throwing once again for Georgia down in the pen.
That's number 31, right-hander Jack Gowan.
Runners first and second, nobody out. The 0-1 to Berry. Off speed, they'll say caught the inside corner. Jacob a little surprised. But he falls behind in the count, 0-2. Have the shift on for Berry. 3 infielders left side of the diamond. The 0-2, the fastball just missed the outside corner. Berry with a very selective eye, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, you can't blame Berry for taking that pitch. Nothing you can do with it. But a heck of a 0-2 pitch by Jaden Woods. That's where you want to throw it. Berry couldn't have done anything with it if he swung, but gives the umpire a decision to have to make a call there.
The 1-2 fouls this one off just beyond the first base dugout to the first base camera well. Keeps the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. A reminder, TJ Ribs, fans, the official barbecue restaurant of LSU Athletics, proudly serving the greater Baton Rouge area. Their famous barbecue since 1986. TJ Ribs, the reason for ribs. I bet they sold some ribs today. Again, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Berry. Woods again has not had very good command of the off-speed pitches. That one sails outside. He's been much more effective with the fastball, but it's now 2-2.
Now in Alex Box Stadium, starting to come alive a little bit. This is where it becomes very difficult for an opposing pitcher.
Pearson at second, Cruz at first base. 2-2. Again, sent back foul into the screen. LSU so far today have left 5 men on base. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position today in game 2. Here's the 2-2 to Berry. Inside, gets away from Gonzalez. That'll advance the runners to second and third and make it a full count now to Jacob Berry. And Woods getting a little wild. Very close to hitting Berry. Good thing for LSU. Again, you'd like to get your man on base, but they are able to advance the runners second and third. And with a great hitter like Berry, he'll have a chance here with a full count.
Georgia will trade a run for an out.
Payoff delivery in the air to center field. Anderson having to trail back. This one is over the wall. 3-run blast for Jacob Berry. And as Buzzy said, one swing of the bat can make it a 1-run game. And Jacob Berry does just that.
Don't have to get them all back in one inning, but why not? Gets it to with 1 run. First home run of the year from the right side for Jacob Berry. Just what the Tigers needed late in this game.
Not only the first home run from the right side, but how about straightaway center field at least 400, what do you say, 10 feet?
Absolutely.
Get the actual data coming up, but it was a long way out there. So the base is cleared, still nobody out. Cade Doty stands in. Woods fires, and Cade pulls the trigger, fouls it back into the screen.
I mean, can you paint a better picture? Fans on their feet, going crazy. Runners in scoring position. Your best hitter up. Gets a fastball and does what good hitters do.
How big was it him avoiding being hit by a pitch?
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want your best hitter walking or getting hit by pitches. You want him driving the baseball.
This one to Doty inside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Cade today 1 for 3 at the plate. His base hit came in the first. Morgan on deck for the Tigers. As Raiselman starts to toss for the Tigers in the bullpen. Strike at the belt on the inside corner makes it 1-2. Fastball again from Woods.
Raiselman starting to get loose in LSU's bullpen.
This one going to catch Doty on. Woods struck out the side in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's been struck for 3 runs on 1 hit. Jacob Berry over the center field wall. Pitch to Morgan down the middle for a strike at 93 on the gun. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Morgan. Another fastball, but it misses the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morgan today 1 for 3. Doty with a leadoff first. Woods from the stretch delivers. Missing low. Make it 2-1 now to Morgan. Johnson having Raiselman, hard throwing right-hander, down in the bullpen now for LSU. The 2-1. Morgan went after it, low and away, swing and a miss, 2-2.
As we told you, Jack Gowan down in the bullpen for Georgia.
Gowan is their closer with 8 saves on the year. You got to believe Coach Strickland's wanting Woods to get them through the bottom of the 7th here, and you maybe see Gowan on for a 2-inning save.
Reaches out with a bat. Morgan lifts one, base it into left field. That's what Trey Morgan can do with a bat in his hand. First pitch to Thompson, showing bunt. It's high and inside with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Thompson bails out, and it's 1-0.
Now, Gowan is Georgia's closer, as I said, second in the SEC with 8 saves, and he's 90 to 94. He's got a fastball, curveball, changeup.
Again showing bunt. This pitch misses outside. Now it's 2-0. Thompson, by the way, has laid down 2 sacrifice bunts this season. Doty was hit by a pitch. He's now down at second base. Morgan with a single dropped into left field. He's at first. Gowan looks in. Showing bunt, the 2-0 across the plate as Thompson pulls it back. The fastball in there for a strike, 2-1. From the stretch. Here's the 2-1. Bunt. High bounce and will stay fair. Harbor picks it up. The throw to first. Nice dig by Rogers. Out of the dirt at first base of work. Gowan's 2-0. Swing and a miss. McManus chased it away. Off the end of the bat. 2-1.
The hardest thing to do right now as a hitter is just take a step back. You've got the crowd going crazy. You're trying to hit this ball to Tiger Stadium right now with Garth Brooks. You just got to take it easy and let the pitcher provide the power.
High and inside again. Gowan misses. It's 3-1 to Tyler McManus.
A lot of times slowing it up helps. The situation gets quick already. Slowing it up, getting the foot down, and letting that baseball get to you. Travel to the strike zone.
Dare I say the loudest Alec Box Stadium has been all season. 1 out, bases loaded. Georgia leading 8-7. The 3-1. Down the middle for a strike. Big pitch by Gowan. Fills it up 3-2.
Yeah, big pitch. I wouldn't think McManus had the take there, but maybe a pitch that he wasn't comfortable with or wanted to make Gowan work a little harder.
Payoff delivery. Swung on and fouled back into the screen. McManus stays alive to swing again. Josh Stevenson on deck for the Tigers. McManus currently at the plate. Doty at third. Morgan at second. Jobert on the intentional walk at first base. Georgia leading 8-7 here in game 2. Gowan comes set. Payoff delivery. Again, McManus sends it back into the screen. Foul. Looks in. 3-2 delivery. Inside. Fastball. Swing and a miss. McManus down on strikes. And Gowan with a huge punch out there. Records out number 2. Releases a little pressure. But not out of the woods yet. Josh Stevenson. How many times this season do we talk about a young man, true freshman, legacy player here for LSU come up in a spot? See what he offers here. He's 1 for 3, had the 3-run home run in the second inning to tie the game. First pitch to the left-hander. Outside for ball 1. Ben Anderson, the center fielder, shaded towards left center. to the left-handed hitting Stevenson, and this one a one-hopper to first base this year. McAllister stands in. He's 2 for 2 at the plate. He's been effective for the Bulldogs. Raiselman fires, swing and a miss, 96. Right out of the blocks, and it's 0-1.
Raiselman making his 21st appearance of the year. He's 1-1 with a 2.03 ERA. He does have 2 saves. 26 and 2/3 innings pitched, 18 hits, 6 earned runs, 12 walks, 42 strikeouts.
Swung out and fouled out of play right side. McAllister quickly down to the count 0-2. The shortstop for the Dogs, a double in the second. Came in to score on the home run. Or rather, not on the home run, but came in after hitting the double. They drove him in the second inning to make it a 3-0 Georgia lead. Had a base hit as well in the fourth. High fastball, 97, swing and a miss. McAllister done. 1 gone. Strikeout for Raiselman. Brought to you by Super One Foods. Great quality at super low prices. That's pretty efficient on the mound.
That's a little hardest. See if you can hit it. Don't complicate the game when you throw the ball 96, 97, at times 98 miles an hour. See how far they can hit it.
Cheney Rogers, the first baseman, made a solid play at first to end that rally for LSU in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, fastball down the middle, 0-1. Rogers today 2 for 3. Last night 1 for 4 in game 1. He had a single with an RBI in the second inning to bring in McAllister. Caught looking in the 4th, had a double with 2 RBI in the 6th inning. The 0-1, high and outside from Raiselman. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I thought that was the biggest hit for Georgia. Certainly in this game was the double in the 6th to drive into. He put a good at bat together. Was looking to drive something to the outfield to just get the run in, and was able to get it over Cruz's head in center field.
Raiselman, a couple of rocks, now comes set. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 96 miles per hour. Right down the pike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Rogers. When you talk about the effectiveness of LSU's bullpen this season, I think some of it has to do with the differing styles and weaponry this bullpen offers. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. 98 on the gun. Rogers retired. You got guys who can come in. Talk about Cooper. Deliver the breaking ball, fastball from left-hander 90-91. Jacob Hasty can use the breaking ball. Also has an effective left-handed fastball. And then you go to Raiselman, who you know what's coming. It's going to be pure fire. But again, it keeps batters off balance, looking at different pitchers with different repertoire. And Gonzalez stands in. He's 1 for 3, the catcher for the Dogs, with 2 outs. First pitch, Raiselman, strike on the outside corner. One of the places you can do absolutely nothing with, and it's 0-1.
I think early in the season and even midway through the season, you know, we heard Coach Jay Johnson talk about how he was going to use a lot of different pitchers to get a lot of different outs, and we weren't sure of that recipe when they were struggling in some games and trying to figure out. He's figured out the recipe of this bullpen.
Swing and a foul ball off the bat of Gonzalez, and Raiselman ahead again, 0-2. Bottom of the 8th inning, LSU will have Pearson, Cruz, and Berry. Again, the top of the order due up. Gowan effective coming in relief, the closer for the Bulldogs. They're in the bottom of the 7th. First things first, with 2 outs, the 0-2. Raiselman fires, swing and a miss, and he struck out the side. The 97-mile-an-hour heater does the trick. Ball, no strikes. The freshman Pearson today, 2 for 3, a double, a solo home run, and a board last time by way of walk in the 7th, which set up that 3-run homer by Berry. Gowan's 1-0 pitch. Letter high fastball, strike, 1-1. Pearson again will have to beat the shift. Here's the 1-1. Nice breaking ball. Floats in, catches the inside corner. Gets Gowan ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now they will trade the shift. They'll bring Harbor, the third baseman, out there to shallow right field. They'll bring Acton back in onto the infield dirt. And McAllister will move a little left of second base. Again, nothing but real estate to the left side of the diamond. The 1-2. Just missed the inside corner. Again, Pearson with a good eye. The fastball from Gowan. In on the knees. 2-2 the count. Bouncer down the first base line. Rogers going to get it, and they'll say foul. Ruled foul at home plate.
I think they called off his foot in the box.
How about that? Rogers fielded it, heard the foul ball, and then tossed it, but Gowan had already seen it was called a foul ball. Nobody was at home. The ball just sailed into foul territory. But again, ruled a foul ball. It'll be 2-2. It looked a little bit like Bad News Bears for a moment, but they knew what they were doing.
Exactly.
2-2 the count to Pearson. Gowan again fires. Swing and a miss. High fastball up and in. Pearson down on strikes for the first time today. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That'll bring Dylan Cruz.
Yeah, Gowan's fastball plays a little harder than what it reads. We've seen 90, or Scout Report says 90 to 94 from the fastball. We've seen more 90, 91, but when he elevates that thing, it comes off kind of, as you said, Chris, there's a lot of coming at you. Arm, elbow, hair, knees. I mean, it's a max effort at you, and so it looks a lot different.
It's an off-speed delivery over for a strike. Nicely done by Gowan. And it's 0-1. Dylan Cruz reached base twice today by way of walk. Aboard on a fielder's choice as well. And then fouled out foul territory first base side. So officially 0 for 2 on the day. Fastball from Gowan looked outside, but home plate umpire Danny Cricks calls it a strike on the corner, and it's 0-2. Again, Gowan, the guy that Coach Strickland relies on late in contests with his team out in front. The 0-2 pitch. This one well outside for ball 1.
I think it needs to be said, Gowan is 8 for 8 this year in save opportunities.
That's pretty good, I hear.
I'll say, I know there's a lot of tough places to play in the SEC. I could go through the whole list and name them. Getting the final few outs here at Alex Box Stadium is as tough as any.
Called strike 3 with a pitch at the letters. Another fastball, and Cruz down on strikes. He's not happy with the call. But Gowan records out number 2.
Yeah, look, those pitches are up in the zone. I don't want to say that they're balls, but they're definitely in the upper part of the strike zone. The thing I'll say, whether you think it's a strike or a ball, or Danny Cricks has been pretty consistent about calling that high pitch all day today. So whether you can argue about that, you can't argue about what he's been calling, and that pitch has been called a strike.
So now we'll see Jacob Berry. Berry had the 3-run homer, straightaway center field. But now batting from the left side with a right-handed throwing Gowan. Here's a ground ball, backhanded by McAllister at short. The throw to first beats Berry in time for out number 3. So the Tigers go quietly here. In the bottom of the 8th inning, they still trail by a run, 8-7. The Dogs with a 1-run lead. They'll have how sharply hit that was off the bat of Anderson. But it's 0-1. Raisman fires. Inside the pitch is swing and a miss for Anderson, and it's 0-2. Anderson readjusts the glove. Now we'll dig back in. Leadoff hitter 1 for 3 for the Dogs so far today. Raisman fires, and again a swing and a foul into the screen. Remains 0-2. Tomorrow's game 3, 1 o'clock. Tigers taking last night's 6-2 Raiselman's 0-2 pitch. Missing high, ball one.
So I won't be able to be here. Have my oldest daughter's first communion, but you guys are in for a treat tomorrow. Got some inside information, Chris. First pitch being thrown out. LSU or Louisiana people love champions. First pitch being thrown out, but none other than Drew Brees. He'll throw out the first pitch.
This one misses outside from Raiselman. 2-2.
Be in Baton Rouge tomorrow, so there's a little nugget for you.
Wow, yeah. Look at you in the know.
Yeah, look.
You got friends.
Yeah, I got people in low places.
Boy, I walked right into that one.
Yeah, he teed that one up.
2-2 the count to Anderson. The pitch reaches out with the bat, stays alive, gets a piece, foul ball, still 2-2. I imagine there'll be a few people taking the Garth Brooks concert tonight. Plenty of RVs, just like on a football game day around here. They may be able to wake up tomorrow, certainly in time for a 1 o'clock first pitch, make their way over to the box. 2-2. Called strike 3. Anderson let it go. Letter high fastball from Raiselman. He now has 4 strikeouts. He's faced 4 batters. He has 4 Ks.
Well, you know how I know I'm getting old, Chris, is when Drew Brees was first signed with the Saints back in 2006. We were playing down in New Orleans at Zephyr Field. I was a freshman. Drew Brees wasn't even his first year yet. Threw out the first pitch then, and he's not even a Saint. And he's retired, and he's throwing out a pitch here in Alex Box Stadium.
And he played quite a while.
He did.
Yeah. This one's fouled off by Acton. Not to add insult to injury.
No, I appreciate it. No, it's good.
It's 0-1 to Acton. Acton today is 2 for 3. Again, the Georgia lineup, an offensive-minded team, and they've done very well at the plate. Acton had the 2-run homer in the first, base hit in the third. There's a strike on the outside corner. Belt high, and it's 0-2 now to Acton with 1 away. 97-mile-an-hour heater from Raiselman. We know the velocity's there with these warm temperatures. Nice afternoon. Expect nothing less than upper 90s. The 0-2 way upstairs. One got loose from Raiselman. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Acton. Georgia expecting to start a left-hander tomorrow, and Liam Sullivan in game 3, to be determined by the Tigers in the 3rd game of this series. The 1-2, another high fastball. This time Acton just touched the ball to stay alive. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Garrett Edwards is down in LSU's bullpen, starting to just toss the baseball around.
Again, if you go to the Garth Brooks concert tonight, stay in and around campus. We invite you out for game 3 tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock. Say there'll be a few people rising tomorrow at the crack of noon following tonight's show.
They might not get home till the crack of noon.
The 1-2 in the air to left field. Oh boy, this one on its way and into the left field landing. Opposite field home run for Acton. And Georgia adds another run to make it 9-7. Acton with his 2nd home run of the day.
Almost a carbon copy of the homer back in the 1st inning. That one might have went maybe 3 rows, 4 rows higher than the one back in the 1st, but a ball that was just ripped to the opposite field and took off.
Acton, 1 home run coming in. He's got 2 today, give him 3 on the season, and that's a big one for Georgia to make it a 9-7 ball game. 14th hit by the Dogs here today. So after 4 strikeouts, Raiselman gives up the home run. This one missing outside with a fastball. It's 1-0. In fact, that's the first home run given up by Raiselman on the year. 1-0. Misses away. They'll appeal down to first. Jeff Head says no, and it's 2 balls, no strikes to Connor Tate.
Raiselman at 24 pitches on the afternoon, and the reason that's important, he only threw 8 last night, but LSU's not able to come back in this game and win, you want to make sure you have him available for tomorrow afternoon game.
2-0 delivery. Fouled back into the backstop. 2-1. In Georgia, after taking an early lead 3-0, have been able to manufacture runs after falling behind 4-3. A run in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and after the Tigers made it a one-run game, Acton with another home run to left field makes it 9-7 here in the 9th. 2-1 in the air, a mile high to right field. Pearson going back, he'll run out of room, and a solo shot off the bat of Connor Tate. Tate with his second home run of the game, third home run of the series, and Georgia now leads 10-7. Raiselman with 2 home runs given up. His first 2 of the season, all coming here in the top of the 9th to the Georgia Bulldogs. And Jay Johnson now is on his way out. Strikeouts and a flyout so far for the left-handed hitter. Nobody on and 1 out. Edwards 0-1. Low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Credit the Georgia offense. LSU had this place at a fever pitch just mere moments ago. In the bottom of the 7th inning, with a chance to tie, possibly take the lead. They made it a 1-run ball game as that one misses low from Edwards to make it 2-1. But Georgia coming in with the 2 solo home runs, 10 runs on 15 hits tonight. This pitch from Edwards way inside, gets away from McManus. Now 3-1 to Collins.
Georgia has continued to put pressure on LSU inning after inning.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hammered foul down the third base line. Fills the count now 3-2 to Collins. I mean, the difference in game 1 and game 2, and that's what makes baseball what it is. Always another chance to come out the next day and improve. Georgia struggled with runners in scoring position last night. They were over in the game in that 6-2 loss. Tonight, or rather today, as this pitch misses low for ball 4, Edwards gives up the walk. That'll put Collins aboard with 1 out. But today, Georgia 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position, 429. LSU much more effective with runners in scoring position last night. Again, not bad, but 2 of 10 in today's game, while leaving 8 men on base. Time call. McManus out there to visit with Garrett Edwards with 1 out and a man on, and now facing Parks Harbor, the third baseman.
Well, our coach that just retired, Coach Paul Maneri, that was his big statistic that he used to, or not statistic, but that was a big point of emphasis, was what do you do with runners in scoring position? What is your average? I don't care if your average is 240, but if you hit 390 when guys are at second and third base, you can play for me. And it's who drives in the runs and who leaves guys on base. That's a big statistic in the game.
First pitch to Harbor misses low from Edwards. 1-0. Bulldog third baseman really has come out swinging today. 3 for 4. A couple of base hits and a solo home run his last at bat in the 7th. This one misses from Edwards. Middle infield. Got Thompson playing deep in the 6th spot here with a right-handed hitter at Harbor. Love the opportunity to turn 2. As the 2-0 pitch misses low and inside, now 3-0.
Give you Trent Vittmeyer's final numbers. He went an inning of work, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Raiselman went an inning and a third, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs,
no walks, and 4 strikeouts.
3-0 pitch. Strike at the letters to make it 3-1. Runner at first. 3-1 count. Edwards to the plate. There's a strike to fill it up 3-2. Edwards comes set. Here's the payoff pitch. In the air, right center field. This one hit a long way, and this one again is going to be out of here. Parks Harbor, second home run of the game. Third home run here in the top of the 9th inning, and it's now 12-7. Georgia building separation here in the top of the 9th.
I don't know if it's opposite field homer day for Georgia, but that is the 4th home run to the opposite field. Whatever the Georgia Bulldogs did for pregame batting practice, just they need to write that one down and try to savor that. They put on a clinic of hitting the ball with authority to the opposite field today.
So still just 1 out. And we'll see Dwight Allen the second, who came in as a replacement in right field, bad for the first time. Pitch to the right-hander. Strike from Edwards, and it's 0-1. Edwards 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Allen batting for just the 26th time this year. Even 200 average. Does have one home run on the year. And LSU still trying to find the second and third out here in the top of the 9th. Misses the outside corner, does Edwards. It's 1-2.
Well, this is Garrett Edwards' game to finish up. All we need is 2 outs. Nobody in the LSU bullpen. This is, hey, young man, try to figure some things out and get us back in the dugout.
1-2. Misses low and inside. Now 2-2 to Allen. Georgia 4 runs, 3 hits, 3 home runs. Here in the top of the 9th inning, it was an 8-7 Bulldog lead. It's now 12-7. 2-2. Called strike 3, and Allen down on strikes. That's the second out of the inning. So Edwards records his first strikeout in relief.
Batting for Georgia.
Yeah, good pitch right there. I don't know if Allen right there thought differently or wanted to argue with the pitch, but can't get much better. Right at the knees down Broadway.
So now McAllister will take a half-hearted swing and chase one outside for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 slap base hit into left field. McAllister delivers his 3rd hit of the day. And the Bulldogs keep it going here in the top of the 9th inning. 2-out single. Now we'll see Cheney Rogers, the first baseman, who's 2 for 4. That bottom of the lineup for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they've been tough.
6 for 12. 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Yeah, Harbor in the 5 spot was 4 for 5. Connor Tate 2 for 5. Acton 3 for 4. You've got 5 guys in the starting lineup with multiple hit games.
Swing and a miss by Rogers. Chases the pitch from Edwards, and it's 0-2. Runner at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside from Edwards, 1-1.
Garrett Edwards out of Picken, Louisiana. Sophomore, 6'5", 195 pounds.
The 1-1. Outside misses, ball 2, 2-1. Been a back and forth game. Georgia led by as many as 3. LSU led by 1, but now the largest lead of the game is 5, 12-7 as Edwards blows this one by. Rogers, swing and a miss, makes it 2-2. With 2 outs, the 2-2. Called strikes. Only held that 1-run lead until Georgia tied it up and then went ahead. There's a strike to Doty on a fastball from Gowan to make it 1-2. I mean, you look at Cannon, 5 innings. Woods came in, struck out the side in the first inning in relief, got into trouble, gave up 3 runs, all 3 earned, and now you hand it over to Gowan. Bulldogs have to be happy with the overall pitching today.
The message Coach Jay Johnson would tell his team is, look, you put up a spot in the second, a spot in the 7th, but it's never enough, and you don't know what's ever enough in a game. You just got to, when you have opportunities, you've got to always drive in that run as that pitch misses upstairs. You've always got to drive in the run when you have the opportunity. Always got to compete. You can't think you've got the game figured out. And I'll tell you, up here in the booth, even when it got to about the 3rd, 4th inning, LSU, even though it was a 1-run game, it seemed like LSU had much control of the game, and they really didn't.
This one misses inside, didn't break enough for Gowan, and that'll fill the count to Cade Doty. The Tigers, of course, need base runners. It helps when you get the leadoff man aboard.
I'll tell you, though, if you'd have told me before the game Cannon and Money are going, not that Money's been spectacular as of late. We know what he can do. We've seen Cannon's number. If you'd have told me it had been a 12-7 game, would have never believed you.
This one misses high, and Doty earns the base on balls, and the Tigers get a runner on. That'll bring up Trey Morgan.
First baseman, Trey Morgan.
Tiger first baseman, 2 for 4 today. Grounded out to the pitcher Cannon in the first inning. Popped up foul, third base side to Harbor back in the 3rd, and then in the 5th and 7th delivered singles. Both opposite field. Left-hander awaits. Gowan fires, and the fastball. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Doty will extend his lead off of first here. The Tigers need every inch they can find. The 0-1. Missed high from Gowan. Morgan stays away, and it's 1-1. Gowan looks in, and now will step off. Again, time call. Gowan seems to be complaining a little bit, wants to have Gonzalez come out and join him. Not sure if he wasn't happy with the signs or just unable to pick up the signs, but before making a mistake, Gowan wisely calls for time. He and Gonzalez confer briefly with a 1-1 kick. nursing a knee injury, unable to beat it out, and Georgia records out number 2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 out away from evening up the series.
Yeah, I think, I know a healthy Trey Morgan probably beats that out, because that took one too many bounces for it to be that big of a double play. But it brings me back to the double play where Morgan was called out for not sliding. I think the knee had something to do with that as well. Now that I think about it, if he can relieve any pressure off of that, whether it be sliding or running, he's going to do that, and that's probably what happened there.
Thompson to the plate. First pitch high and inside. It's 1-0. Yeah, if interference is going to be called, I think, again, you'd like to have that play back. Keeps you going in that inning. But I think overall the bigger picture is you do not want Trey Morgan doing anything to aggravate that knee that he's still trying to get back to 100%. There's a strike from Gowan to make it 1-1. One pitch. Apparently missed outside. 2-1. See the traffic across the way again for those who are here at the box. Want to pay attention to police and personnel on the way out of here. 2-1. Thompson lifts it. Foul territory. First base side. Cheney Rogers has it in foul territory, and Georgia has evened up the series.